Okay, now we play against
Against Miguel,
from
Quinteros,
against Najdorf from the new Najdorf.
they hoped to be the new Najdorf. He was very talented, and afterwards he had very good results, and he became one of the closest friends of Bobby also after this tournament.
After this tournament.
After this tournament.
Oh,
Because he showed him around, he took Bobby almost every place in Argentina. Bobby
Oh,
liked it
nice.
very much. He was very happy and so on. But he was very friendly. If you spoke very nicely with him, and so he was a very nice person, Bobby. But you had to understand why and how, and to respect certain limits. Like this,
And also to play good chess, maybe.
and to play also. At least reasonable like this. But he was one of the most talented players, Quinteros, and he was very young in the tournament in 1970.
But what was here was
This is the main line from the so-called Maroczy variation, where black can control immediately the big diagonal, because white played like this. Usually, you don't allow black to have this possibility. You have to have a normal Maroczy with the pawn in e4 and the bishop in e3. But this is something else. Here, white has to take another decision because the knight was attacked twice, in d4. So if he doesn't play knight c2, he can take in c6, which is very little, or he could play also a little bit passive, the move e3. Move e3 doesn't give too much for white. Black has always equality immediately after the opening. It's okay. But like this, after knight c2, black tries to take immediately the initiative by giving the pair of bishops, This is a little bit unusual if you look like this, to give the strong bishop from g7.
Yeah.
But he has a very strong counterplay because of the structure, the pawn structure for white is very bad now.
Yeah.
So if you lose one of the c pawns, then you lose the game. So this is the fight later on. Black is trying to attack the weaknesses from c4 and from c3. White tries to get some counterplay later on, but in meantime, he has to defend the two weaknesses. So therefore, the game is very instructive after the opening immediately. So, okay, knight f6, very logical. f3 is very good move because at least with the two bishops, he has to get a very strong center with e4. Like this, he can push later e4 immediately. So, okay, ed6, e4, all right, bishop e6. Well, until now, everything is very clear. Black is trying to attack immediately the pawn from c4. This is the main idea. All right, bishop e2, rook c8, knight e3, queen a5, no? Queen a5, okay. So now, bishop d2, a little bit passive, but at least he doesn't give the pawn, of course, no? So here, of course, knight e5, queen b3. And what to do? If you play such a move like, for instance, b6, it's not so good. You have to play more active here, with black. So the best move here is to push the other knight to d7 with the idea to come immediately to c5 with tempo,
So give up this pawn.
Yeah, you give up the pawn, but it's excellent for black if you take the pawn,
Yeah.
I mean, it's excellent that you lose the queen. I mean, if you take in b7, after rook b8, you lose the queen.
Okay. Yeah.
Immediately. So
it's very good.
All right. So what did he play here? f4. So from here, it's move by move again. And in one moment, I think Bobby overstepped a little bit the limit. I mean, he wasn't very careful, I was there. I looked at the game. It was very well known, the game, afterwards, immediately after, because it was published everywhere, you see. It was the only game, the only moment besides our small story with Bobby that I refused to win by,
the presentation.
Yeah, that I didn't accept that, where Bobby in one moment could be in a dangerous situation.
With this game?
Only here in this game. But it was because of him, because he overstepped a little bit the limit. I will show how, you see. So, okay, knight there, queen c2. Until now, it's okay. Knight c6 and castle, no? Castle.
Yes.
All right. So queen a4, excellent. Until now, Bobby played a perfect game, So queen b1, No, of course, white doesn't take. If he takes in a4, black has complete initiative, because it's no danger to have something tactical with white. And in meantime, I told you, if you lose one pawn on the c4 or on c3, it's okay. I mean, it's enough to win the end game.
But black doesn't rush to castle.
No, queen a4 is very good because now the queen in b1 is not on the best situation.
Yeah.
And here, what did he play? Knight a5. He attacks again,
Yeah.
And here, white he found this move, very good move, e5, trying to get the position for later on. He has the idea, So, okay, now he took. And here he castled. All right. And starting from here comes the important part of the game. You see, rook f4. Now, Quinteros played very well with the white. Rook f4 is the best move. And here, that was the moment where black could play better, much better. The best move here was to play queen d7. Come back with the queen, attacking the bishop from d2, controlling on the central squares, and attacking the weak pawn from e5. If he played like this, it's clearly better for black. If he played queen d7. But nobody could imagine that something like the game continuation will happen in a few moves, you see. So, knight d7, it seems, is also logical. I mean, he attacks immediately the pawn, and he wants to take it, if it's possible. And look what happens here. Knight d5, and it's not clear. After knight d5 is completely unclear, Why? Because the rook from f4 is protected. See, if you take in d5, it's clearly better. It's probably winning for white if you take in d5.
In d5?
Because the queen is attacked and the rook is protected, and the king is weak because you gave the black bishop, which is was the main defender of the position.
Yes.
So now black has to be very careful in that line, because the situation is very tactical and white has attacking chances here. So okay, rook e8, and here queen e4, preparing the next idea, you see.
Oh, okay.
And here after queen e4, b5, of course. b5, it seems very good, because if you take in b5,
yes,
you lose a piece. He takes in e4, and then you lose the knight from d5.
Okay.
And in the meantime, the pawn from c4 is attacked many times, and it looks that white is in big trouble here,
Yeah.
But starting from here is move by move and very dangerous for black. He found a fantastic move here, Quinteros. Rook takes f7. Look at this.
Wow.
Fantastic move. And starting from here, black has to be very careful not to lose.
So he really surprised Bobby here.
Yeah, I told you, he underestimated a little bit the situation, So okay, for a few moves, black has to be very careful and has to find the best continuation, move by move,
So he took.
He took, of course. Now, if he takes with the bishop after e6, it probably white has attacking fantastic attack, probably has very good chances to win, because the attack continues and the king is weak.
The king is alone here, by himself.
The king is weak. So, okay, queen h4. Again, very good move.
Attacking this, I guess.
Now, he protects the pawn, and he gives you the possibility to go wrong in the next moves. Here, Bobby had time. Quinteros was already in big time trouble, But the situation is very unclear, you see. So until now, he played well. He took there. And here, queen c2, the best defense. And here, he played the normal move, which is mistake. Queen h6 check. That was a bad move. Why? Because we'll see the continuation, you see. Black can, from here, black can defend very well. But if you look at the position with the queen in h4, if he had time, of course, if he had, let's say, 15 minutes instead of 2 minutes or 3 minutes, after knight takes c8, it's not clear at all who is better. You see? Why? Because if you take in d2, normal, no, queen takes d2, after knight d6, what happens here? The rook is attacked. If you go away with the rook after queen e7 check, is not clear at all, I tell you. Who is better?
Yeah.
You know? If the attack continues against such a king, the situation is dangerous for black, you know. But of course, the time term was big enough, and he played the normal move, queen h6 check. It seems very strong, you know? But after queen h6 check, black can defend successfully. We'll see. And here, the continuation is almost forced. Queen h6 check, and here, that is possible, you know, because the queen from c2 protects the pawn from g6.
So the sacrifice doesn't go.
So now everything is first because it's move by move. Now we have to do something with white. But what? If you go, for instance, with bishop g5, you lose the bishop from e2, and you don't have it's no mate anymore, you know. Too many pieces for black, you see. So rook c1 gives you a tempo to go wrong, you know. And now he gave the queen because it has too many pieces. You don't have attack anymore, and there are too many pieces. Everything is forced. Queen takes c1 check now. Now you are forced to take back, and now you lost
the knight.
You know, the proud knight from e7 who attacked all over the board, you know.
Yeah.
And now black is winning by force because there are too many pieces. He has two rooks and one piece against the queen. Too much. Especially against Bobby, of course. No? Well, the rest is more or less clear. He took in b5, and from here black is playing alone. You know, too many pieces, and he can realize quite easily the advantage. You know, until the end is demonstration again, but nobody is guilty, of course. Big time trouble. Anything can happen. You know, that was the moment where he could miss the best chance. You know, I tell you, if he took in c8, was very unclear. If before Bobby played queen d7, was another game, probably much better for black, you know.
Yeah.
But in meantime, it happened like this, and the last moment was with knight takes c8. If he took in c8, the game was very unclear. Nobody could.
So Bobby was almost in trouble.
He was not lost, maybe, but dangerous situation. You know? Yeah. Okay. Well, he tries to find the best continuation, but it's too late now because the black pieces protect every square, you see. If you lose by force the pawn from e5, it's finished, you know. Afterwards, it's much too much. Very well coordinated, all the black pieces, you see.
Yeah.
And until the end, we'll see how. Okay, queen d4. And here, he played what? Rook c5, no? No.
No, the king.
That was the situation, yes. King g8, yes, queen, bishop f4, and now rook c5. Excellent move again, because he threatens now rook d5, you see. Rook d5, why? Because if you take the knight from c4, you lose the queen. With rook d1 check, and bishop takes c4.
Yes.
And in meantime, he attacks many times the pawn from e5. It's nothing to do. The pawn from b5 is also attacked.
Yeah.
And white in big time trouble is lost, of course. No. So the rest is technique. You know, bishop f3 takes the pawn, h3. Otherwise, you know, the king is much too weak.
Yeah.
And now, of course, it's move by move again. If you lost the pawn from e5, everything is, you know, terrible. Now, bishop a8, if you have to do something like this, of course, it's clear, no?
But why he did that?
But what to do? I mean, he threatens to take the bishop in f3 is even worse.
To take this bishop, yes.
Yeah. If you take in e5, again, you don't have anything with white, you see. Black is playing alone. Too many pieces against the queen, you see. The queen alone can't do anything. So, I mean, the last hope, like this. He could resign already here, but okay, he played a few moves. And he took with the queen. All right. So bishop d5, the simplest way, you know. Now you have to take, rook takes. Now look, two rooks and knight against the queen alone. You know? Okay. Now he threatens to take the last pawn, you know. He's no counterplay at all. Again, like always. You know. So okay, he prepares, you know. So A4. Okay, knight f7. Now everything is safe. The king is protected, and you lose the pawn. The pawn A is the last possibility for white to do something. The last hope. So h4. He took the pawn and he resigned. No.
He resigned. Yes.
Yeah. You see, one move. I don't say, okay, it's a pity that he didn't see it. But before, Bobby played absolutely perfect game,
Only one move,
If he played queen d7, it's probably, brilliancy prize, for black. Strategically, like this, perfect game. Well, he played a small,
so
risky move like this, and Quinteros saw it,
Yeah.
Well, he was desperate. I don't know if he saw it or not, but he found it, He found it. It's okay.
And he went for it.
Yeah, and he wanted. And the game afterwards is very unclear, for a few moves like this.
Yeah.
Because the king was a little bit weak. Many pieces against the king, and the king weak on the black squares.
By himself.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
But it was one of the rare examples where Bobby went wrong by thinking that he was winning in any position, probably, And he was not very careful, for 2-3 moves.
He had to defend.
He had to defend, but of course, he found always the best moves afterwards.
Okay, thank you.
But very interesting line and very interesting game, of course. Probably one of the most interesting game of the whole tournament, because his opponent played also a very sharp game, very sharp line, and he found some fantastic moves. Rook takes f7 is beautiful.
True. Nice sacrifice.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.